Hey everyone, it's Brian. Let's jump right into this story. So am I the a-hole for telling someone, now I'm 28 years old by the way, that I didn't want to babysit my girlfriend? She's 24. 2 weeks ago, I went to a high school's friend's wedding. He's never met my girlfriend, but still extended a +1 to me in case she would like to come since he knows her. I didn't even bother mentioning the +1 to her because I knew she wouldn't want to go. She knows nobody there except for one girl she met online. Her name's Lily and Lily's boyfriend. Now, the rest of the guest list was just brides and grooms and family, a bunch of high school friends. Anyway, wedding rolls around and I go. Lily asked me where my girlfriend is and why she didn't come. And I said I didn't want to babysit. I meant it as a joke, as in if she had come, she would be glued to me the entire time as there was nobody else there that she knows. I mentioned it to my girlfriend in passing today, and she was visibly upset when I told her that I said that to Lily. She said it makes her look bad. She also said that I should have told her about the invite. I asked her if she would have gone. She said no. I said, then what's the point then? So am I the a-hole for telling Lily that I didn't want to babysit my girlfriend at a wedding where she didn't know anyone anyway? Update. Thanks for everyone in all the comments telling me how big of an a-hole I am. I needed it, I guess. Now, I took my girlfriend out for brunch, had a good talk, and I apologized to her. Now, I told her, going forward, I will extend all invitations to her and be careful of saying things that paint her in a bad light. She's an amazing girl, and what I said was not cool at all. She accepted my apology, and we're all good right now. Now, to clarify a few things, we've been dating for years. No, we aren't breaking up over this. Yes, we both love each other, so she has accompanied me to numerous weddings since then, and I don't force her to always stay at home. I was not trying to meet an old high school girlfriend. The groom invited only male friends from high school, so it was me hanging out around old crew with no girls. The groom isn't going to invite high school girlfriends to his wedding. I truly didn't mean to hurt my girlfriend, but I did, and I accept that what I said was wrong. So, thanks guys. Okay, up next, am I the a-hole for telling my best friend she needs to hire a nanny instead of relying on me? Hey guys, this is Brian, and we're going to jump right into this pretty cool story. So my best friend is like my sister, and we always help each other out when needed. She has a 10-month-old baby, and I have always been helping her in every way I can. But lately, it started to be kind of a daily thing. We live on the same floor next to each other, and she calls me to watch her baby over everything. I need a shower. Can you hold him? He's so bored. Can you hold him? She calls me like multiple times a day to ask for a favor, and now, even when I don't reply, she comes to my house and her baby and asks if I could hold him. Yesterday, I had some work to do on my laptop, and she asked me to hold him for 10 minutes because she wanted to take a quick shower. I agreed for 10 minutes, and that turned into 1.5 hours. Mind you, her son is really not an easy baby. Cries uncontrollably the moment you try to put him down and try to play with him. So I'm forced to walk for like 1.5 hours with him in my arms while I have other things to do. Anyway, yesterday, I felt lightheaded while walking around with the baby, so I put him down while trying to distract him with some toys. He kept crying so loud, but I couldn't take him because I was worried I would drop him. She heard the crying and knocked on my door in a ballistic, angry way, saying, "Why do you let him cry?" I explained to her the situation and also told her that it's her fault for not disciplining him and letting him play on his own. I babysitted a lot of babies in the past, and none of them were like this. It's not the baby's fault. It's hers. She was like, "I don't like to ever hear my baby cry, and I do not accept that you let him cry either." Now, that really pissed me off. So I went on like, then you should hire a nanny that will fulfill all your requirements. Extra info, nobody of her family, including her mom, want to ever help her out because of the fact they can't ever put him down, not even for a second. Also, her husband has a very well-paying job. They can easily afford to hire help. And thirdly, I absolutely do not mind helping out, and I love her baby, but I do not like when it's like a must, and she even gets angry when I don't do it her way. Okay, side note, I always do it her way. Just yesterday, it was taking too long, and I was just concerned about his well-being, as I had already fainted a couple of days ago. When helping out feels like an obligation, I immediately don't want to do it anymore. Am I being an a-hole? All right, guys, this next story, am I the a-hole when neighbor kids won't stay off my new dock? I'm Brian, and let's get into this story. We just built a dock. You know, a ramp, a platform on our riverfront property, and my neighbor kids and friends won't stay off of it. We've spoken to the parents and explained that it's a liability, but as soon as we pack up and leave, they're jumping and running all over it. We posted no trespassing signs this week. My other neighbors have sent us videos when we're not there, and we text the parents. The mother is nasty and replied that we got the message when your wife shrieked at them when she gave her permission hours earlier. I never shrieked or gave permission. My neighbor also informed us that the kids were throwing rocks at our new ramp late at night. I would like to nip this in the bud before it becomes a war, but I'm already biting at the bit to confront this woman this weekend. Who the hell does she think she is? Next up, am I the a-hole for announcing my pregnancy at my friend's bridal shower? Okay, I'm 31-year-old female and a bridesmaid for a friend of mine. Her name is Abby. She's 32. Abby and I are high school friends, and while we've drifted, I was honored to be a bridesmaid. She asked some of our other friends, some of which I haven't seen since college in person. Now, I found out I was pregnant a few weeks ago, but I didn't want to announce it, as I announced my pregnancy last year to family and friends, and then I had a miscarriage. I was quite surprised I was pregnant again so soon, but me and my boyfriend was happy, and we decided to wait until I was further along to announce it, just to be on the safe side. At Abby's bridal shower, her mom got us to play a drinking game. Now, I opted out of drinking, obviously, and settled on water and said I had to be up early tomorrow, so I couldn't drink. I thought I was fine until halfway through. My high school friend Jane was quite tipsy and offered me a shot, and I said no, I really can't. She pestered me and said that she would personally wake me up early in the morning tomorrow so I would be fine. But I insisted no. And then she asked if I was pregnant. I got flustered and I said no, but she caught me and said I was a bad liar. She was quite loud and congratulated me and told everyone that I was pregnant. Now, I felt really uncomfortable as I didn't want to disclose this, and it was Abby's day, not mine. Everyone congratulated me there, and I brushed it off, thinking people were so tipsy they'd probably not even remember tomorrow morning. Now, I wasn't having that much fun as everyone else was drinking, so I opted to leave first and thought all was fine. Now, I got a text today, 2 days later, from Abby saying she was upset that I announced my pregnancy at her bridal shower. I apologized on text and said I didn't mean for it to come out, but it was Jane that had announced it. This next story up, guys, here's the question. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with my ex's dad because she slept with mine? I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I'm bi. My ex-girlfriend, she's a female 26. We were together for 7 years, and we were supposed to get married in November 2024. She comes with a pretty religious Christian family. Only her dad is around because her mom passed away when she was young. 8 months ago, I found out she was cheating on me with my dad. This blew up my entire life. My mom's 25-year marriage went down the drain, and I obviously broke up with my ex right then and there. 4 months later, I went to work at a nearby state, company business. I was at a bar one night when I ran into my ex's dad. We started talking, got pretty drunk, and he told me he was bi but never came out because of religion and his upbringing. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I was wondering why he was telling me this. Something seemed off. As the night and the drinks progressed, he became overly touchy, and I, didn't tell him to knock it off. I liked it. We kept drinking, and one thing led to another. We ended up in bed together. We met up a few more times during my stay there, and even after I got back. This went on for a few months. Then, out of nowhere, he blocked me on everything. Whatever. I moved on. We had already made it clear that it was just casual. Last week, my ex called, absolutely losing it. She found out about her dad and me because someone spotted us at a motel where we went. And now he's been kicked out of his church and is facing serious backlash from his community. She blames me for everything, saying I ruined her family and her dad's life. Did I? Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he eloped without telling anyone? Let's jump right into the story, guys. I'm Brian. So, for years, my brother Ethan, he and I have been close, sharing many milestones and supporting each other through thick and thin. Recently, he announced that he was getting married, and while I was excited for him, I was also surprised to learn that he and his fiancée were planning a large, elaborate wedding that they expected our family to help fund. My partner and I had budgeted for our own significant expenses this year, including home repairs and a long overdue vacation. Despite this, we agreed to contribute a reasonable amount to Ethan's wedding fund, which we communicated to him. However, a few weeks later, Ethan called me with shocking news. He and his fiancée had eloped in a private ceremony and had no intention of having the big wedding they initially planned. Instead, they wanted us to help cover the cost of the elopement and the reception that they were planning to hold for extended family and friends. Given that the elopement was a surprise and we had not been involved in any of the planning, we felt that it was unfair to expect us to cover the costs that were initially tied to a different type of event. We expressed our feelings to Ethan and explained that due to our own financial constraints, we would not be able to contribute as generously as we had originally intended. We suggested that he look for alternative ways to cover the expenses. Ethan was disappointed and he was upset, arguing that family should support one another, especially during such important life events. He felt that our refusal to help financially was a sign of a lack of support and love. Now, this situation had caused a rift in our relationship, leaving me wondering if I made the right decision. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he eloped without telling anyone and altered the plans we had already agreed to support? This next story up, here's the question. Am I the a-hole for not attending my best friend's wedding because I can't afford the expensive gifts they're expecting? I'm Brian. Let's get into this one. It is a good one. I've been best friends with Sarah for over a decade. When she got engaged, she mentioned that she was hoping for a generous gift, implying something around $1,000. I'm currently struggling financially due to unexpected medical bills, and I can't afford such an extravagant gift. I told Sarah I'd be there to celebrate with her, but that I'd only be able to contribute a modest amount. She seemed disappointed and said that it would reflect poorly on me if I didn't contribute significantly, as she's seen others give expensive gifts. Now, I'm considering not attending the wedding at all to avoid the awkwardness. I feel torn between wanting to support my friend and being honest about my financial situation. So am I the a-hole for possibly not going to the wedding because I can't meet their gift expectations? Okay, would I be the a-hole if I switch wax ladies because she stiffed me at my place of employment? I know this is going to sound so petty, but this left such a sour taste in my mouth. Okay, I'm a 22-year-old female. I've been getting Brazilians from the same place for over 2 years. It's her and one other girl at the salon. The one I go to is the owner of the salon, so I would assume that she gets part of the $50 I pay for the service and always leave a 20% tip. She's waxing intimate, so I always leave a good tip. Duh. Anyways, I'm also a server at a restaurant. Her and her family end up in my section, and I was so excited to take care of them because I've been using her services, known her for such a long time. They rack up a bill of around $350, if my memory serves right, and she leaves me a whopping 7% tip. Where I live, servers make $2.50 an hour, so I've been using her services and tipping her on top for years. Again, I know this is probably petty, but would I be the a-hole for going to a new waxer? I just feel like this was kind of disrespectful and don't want to keep giving money to someone that wouldn't treat me the same way.